My name is Virgil Dodson. I'm with Actuate Corporation. Also here with me was Chris Clark. And so if you have a question about BIRT throughout this, let us know. I've tried to represent all the IoT projects on here. If I'm missing your sticker, let me know. I'll find room for it. And as Ian mentioned, BIRT is a broader project than just IoT. And so this is not necessarily a BIRT project status update, and more like a BIRT and IoT status independent. And so I'll quickly go through the three what is BIRT slides instead of one, only because I want to use some pictures. But I'll take the time of only one slide. So at best, BIRT is the business intelligence reporting tools, right? And it's a top-level project at Eclipse. It's for visualizing the data. And it uses few standards. It can be really simple, drag-drop designer, to very complex, full API for everything. So it's a quick one. The kind of things BIRT does is help you lay out data. So if you need to visually see data in a list or a crosstab, this is something easy if you're building JavaScript stuff. But if you're building, if you want to add groups and totals and things, it starts becoming more complex. And if you're doing it the hard way, like doing JavaScript to talk to draw 2D, you're probably doing too much work than you need to. That's everything. Data access, it can really access anything. So there's some standard way of connecting to BIRT from out of the box, but also Pojo support. It's a plugin, so anything you want to add yourself, you can talk to. If you can talk in Java or JavaScript to your data, BIRT can easily consume it. The output can go to PDF and Excel, Word, but out to the browser. Images of charts can be pulled out independent as well. And lots of tools to make it easy and fast to develop with BIRT. At a quick high level, BIRT is a design environment. It uses several Eclipse projects. It creates an XML design for the specification of what your pages should look like. And then an engine or API is set back to connect to the data, create the visualization you need, and then export it in some way to the various formats. BIRT's been established for some time, over 10 years now, and so lots of projects, or lots of major releases over the years, and over 13 million downloads of the product, with, we think, over 3 million developers who've actually touched the BIRT project at one time or another. So coming up this next year, in June 2015, I don't have a full list of the project plan, but the things that I know are coming are a better REST API. The first 15-minute experience on BIRT is a major focus, because we think there's a lot of drop-off here. And so that's the focus for this next year for me. So how is BIRT related to IoT? BIRT can be considered another T in the IoT, right? Where there's one more thing. We can consume information from MQTT. We can read out, pull in messages individually. We can, of course, pull from the database if you're storing that data somewhere. And then also BIRT has a nice set of extension points and scriptability to write out additional things, like another BTT request perhaps, to make another change somewhere else. So BIRT allows you to take data, consume it, roll some logic together, and then make a decision that may not have been evident on a single data point. There's some connectors to connect to an example we created once was for Kira, and that was connecting to Kira's broker, pulling in some MQTT messages and displaying in the BIRT report. And we can help with trending and historical data that we get from these devices as well. So some collaboration opportunity. This was a slide we did with Kira in the past, and they've got the hardware and the software to collect the data using MQTT to pass it in their own cloud. We consume from that cloud using BIRT. And how we did it first was we created a couple of job classes. These classes just use a REST API to talk to your text directly, and Twitter and some other data sources we wanted to add. And then we created that design, which sent it out to the web, to dashboards, and to mobile. So that was an example of what it actually looked like when we created it. Was a nice dashboard for the people counter. If you were at EclipseCon in March, you may have seen this tool. So this is BIRT. It has both some charts that are static, as well as some live updated fields that would pull in the individual pieces as they change. So that's Certainly one opportunity for collaboration if you have an example that needs to be created as well. We've worked with the ODA driver that connects directly to Cura, looked like this, and so somebody doesn't have to write all the code to connect to your data source. We can give them a little rich GUI front end if you need it to connect to that data. And so other collaboration opportunities, certainly it's open, so let us know, but we can help visualize the data for examples. We have written already some reports to replace some of the simple listing on IoT.eclipse.org, and we can share those. And so you can see something instead of seeing a list of just individual MPTT requests and topics, we can visualize it another way, show the top requests and so forth. This is a simple example of one of the charts that talks to that data. And then throughout the week, you'll see us in the IoT playground as well, talking with BIRT, going all the way to a smartwatch, and then back to a report as well. So, very quick update, but any questions I can answer?
So can you go back to the last? So this is against a chart against the mosquito broker.
This is from the mosquito one?
It is. Yeah, mosquito on the sandbox broker that you guys have going.
And this is just a chart piece. You can also publish like a top 5 list or whatever.
So is there any? Okay, so can people get access to the code? What is like we can open source the code to these?
So this is a report design, and the codes can be available as well, and we can certainly make that available.
Yeah, the only code outside of the report, the only code that I wrote to make this happen was using pop-up to listen to the messages and persist the data into SQL. And I'll definitely put that on our dev share so people can see, because I wrote a little persistent application with JavaFX to do this, so you don't have to go in and do a whole bunch of hardware, just plug in a couple of parameters and just kind of start collecting and saving. Okay, good. Okay.
Yes.
I have a question. Basically, have in mind that BIRT is for accessing like persistent databases or databases as SQL, whatever's behind that, but it's persistent data storage. So what about live data? Is this something?
Right. So out of the box, you're right. BIRT is for creating a. We'll say the word static report, although it's bad for us because we know that it's more interactive. But it can drill and actually give you live data each time you press, right? But again, once you press, it's static. For live updates, like we did for the people counter, we can certainly access BIRT and have it make additional calls back. It's not a BIRT functionality, but it's more of a JavaScript functionality we've included into a page for any piece that we need live updating on.
So it's a polling approach, not event-driven.
It's which driven?
It's not event-driven, it's polling, basically.
That's right. It's not waiting for a request and then just reslaying it again. It's polling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know, like, so for I'm doing reports around MPTP messages, are there other solutions out there that you know of?
For dynamic updates.
Sorry,
For dynamic updates in the repository.
okay.
Well, that's
Either one, for dynamic reports or for static. Is there some reporting?
not enough shelf solutions like that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.